Hello again, writers. It is Friday. It's about 4:38. I need to get out of the office, but I told you that I would share a bit about our magazine, Exchangers, to have you start looking ahead to next week and the task that is going to be laid out. So let me get a few really important things across. That way you can start thinking about topics that you might want to write about for the next 10 weeks or 9 weeks. Week 1 is almost over. First of all, our slogan here at Exchangers is from exigence to excellence. So you need to know what an exigence is. An exigence is a thing that is not as it ought to be, which is just a fancy way of saying that it's a problem, an issue, something that is weak or could be improved, or just something that is lacking in some way. So your task as one of our journalists is to seek out an exigence that is interesting, that is worth writing about, something that you are genuinely excited about sharing with an audience, informing our readers about. The catch is that your exigence or problem needs to be fresh. It needs to be something that our readers don't see or encounter in the mainstream media very often. So topics like gun control or recycling or contentious political issues are a little bit tricky. There are ways to find a story within those topics that can be fresh, but we're gonna have to work pretty hard on that if that's what we're gonna do as journalists this quarter. And you might get some pushback from me as your editor because I want our readers to be looking at our magazine and have it catch their eye, that it's different and out of the ordinary. Exchangers was really founded to champion the underdog story. That's what I mean when I say that it needs to be fresh and not found elsewhere. It's the argument that you assume our readers have never read before. If that challenge sounds intimidating to you, don't worry. Next week is when we start digging into how to accomplish that. And I'll help you. We'll talk through some research strategies and you will have time. It's just, I know some journalists like a little bit more time to know what's coming and to start thinking of a unique idea. So I'm trying to give you guys a heads up about what is ahead. That is redundant. I apologize. It's Friday and it's late. But that's not the whole story. If you remember, I said that we are moving from exigence to excellence. That is our slogan. So that means that when we bring up a thing that is not as it ought to be, we as journalists at Exchangers seek out and provide for our readers some path to excellence, some creative solution or idea that might actually make this situation or this problem better, something that intrigues or fascinates our readers. As good investigative journalists, we're not going to go into this knowing all of the answers. So we're not throwing out pitches or ideas for articles that we already have, the ABC formula to understanding the problem and solving. No, so if you guys are a little bit nervous about choosing an exigence, because how are you going to find a creative problem or a creative solution? That's exactly where we want to be, and the team, as a team, we're going to push each other to develop these topics to make the best issue that we've ever published. So the last thing that I want you to know before I sign out for the weekend is a little bit about our audience. I've already expressed that they're interested in today's current exigencies, that they want fresh ideas, not the same stuff that they're reading everywhere else. They want a twist or a spin or something that will catch their eye. They want solutions. But about the tone of the magazine, what the readers are looking for in your voice. And I hope you got a sense for this as you guys presented your bios drafted to me this week. But I think that our readers are best described as educated, academic people who are interested in legitimate evidence and expertise coming from, lots of different angles. So they want to know that you as journalists are educated as well, and that you're, or at least interested in seeking out educated perspectives on issues. But also they want to have a sense for they want to be entertained somewhat. They want to be intrigued by your word choice, and they're looking for a, what's the right word here? A little dose of creativity. So don't lose that as you're asked to seek out academic or educated topics. Make sure to think like, I say a lot in this video, I apologize, but aim for what you might see in National Geographic. It's really beautiful writing, but it's incredibly well-founded scientific research, and that's why people enjoy picking it up. It also has pictures. We're going to incorporate those kinds of things in our writing tasks for this upcoming issue. So that should give you some things to start playing with. If you want to get onto Google or start talking with people to generate ideas, you can get a head start. And I'll tell you more at our team meeting next week.